Please note that the views expressed on this program are those of the individuals who speak them, and not necessarily those of Portsmouth Community Radio, its Board of Trustees, members, volunteers, or underwriters. Good evening and welcome to Spirit Radio. I am your host, Willie Hassell. Along with my co-host, Lynn Nickerson, we will take you on a journey into the unknown, where the paranormal becomes the normal. A journey to a world cloaked in darkness, where reality becomes a thin veil. So sit back, relax, and join us as we venture into the shadows, the darkness, the unknown, and back. And good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to Spirit Radio, the Paranormal Experience. I'm Willie Hassell, along with the lovely, the mystical, the mysterious, the author, Lynn Nickerson. Good evening. How are you?
Hello, Willie. Much better, thank you. And the fact that the weather's coming, warming up.
Yeah, but it's not going to stay that way, though.
Wait, yeah, high winds tomorrow, but what was...
High wind and 100% chance of rain and fog with a high of 51.
Well, that's not bad.
Well, take out the rain and the fog and the high winds.
I know, but it's better than living in a deep freeze, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Darn.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I know. We've frozen. Portsmouth has been frozen out. Well.
Along with Hampton and Kittery.
Yeah, we have to include those two towns.
Yeah, I know it. So, seems like it's been quite a while since we've actually been here. We're doing
feels like months.
Best ofs the last couple of weeks here. And
yeah, well, we had to do a best of last week because I couldn't quite make it in.
Yeah,
once again.
And the week before that, our guest had some personal problems.
Yeah, some medical issues. So
Stephen Lancaster, Norman, the doll that needed to be locked away.
He's coming back though.
Yeah, we are going to reschedule.
I can't wait to talk to him about that.
I talked to him today, and he's up for it. So
good.
Probably sometime in March we'll have him back on.
Good.
But speaking of Normans,
yes, we have a Norman tonight.
We have another Norman tonight on Spirit Radio, the Paranormal Experience. We welcome to the show Norman Moody. Norman is a spiritual visionary living and working in Manchester, New Hampshire. He has been assisting people for over 40 years with his time-tested readings and psychic guidance. He works with people in person, over the airwaves, or by telephone. He has helped people find their loved ones, as well as having worked with local police departments. Norm is also the host of Norm's Community Corner TV on Manchester Public Television. Let's welcome to Spirit Radio tonight, Norman Moody. Good evening, Norm. How are you?
Hi, Norm.
Oh, I am just fine. How are you people? And that's quite an introduction. Thank you so much.
Well, you're quite a guy.
Well, besides, I just swiped it off your website anyway. So,
hey, come on.
I can't take credit for it.
Well, there was some creativity in there.
What I want to do is make sure I get you to come back on my TV show again. We had a very large response to that before.
No kidding. That's great to hear.
That's good.
Oh, that's fun.
We like large responses.
Well, right. I'm looking at possibly either March or April.
Probably April is looking, well, maybe, April.
Long as it's not next month.
Yeah.
Let's shoot for the second Wednesday in April.
Wonderful. Well, we were hoping that we wouldn't have to cancel on you again tonight, Norm. At least I now have my voice back.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. When I go onto a new spiritual journey, my trip, I lose my voice for 2 days.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What does it do? Drain you?
I'm sorry?
Does it drain your energy?
It's just that I have to concentrate. It probably does make me concentrate on what I'm going to be doing on the next level, and I'm really excited about it because I will be including you two in my.
Norm?
Where'd you go, Norm? Hello, Norm. Norm is somewhere out there in
Oh, no.
Radio Land.
I think he disconnected himself.
I think he did.
Okay, I'm going to
You
give
know
him
what?
another ringy-dingy.
I think you're going to have to call him back again.
Boy, technical difficulties. Well, Norm, as Willie was saying, bills himself as a psychic visionary, and he will be your guide into the spirit world, and he hopes that you enjoy the journey to find peace of mind and balance within. This realm is open to all who are willing to explore their own curiosity and dreams. Norman is guided by the principles of peace, faith, hope, and love. So what I wanted to cover today, Norm, is just a couple of the reviews that people wrote in on your website. I found the information really stunning. Now, for instance, you're an animal communicator. And I didn't know that about you. There's a story in there about a woman with a cat. And
the cat has given me many different levels of spiritual readings.
Yeah, and many categories. And this woman writes in that her cat started spraying, and apparently the cat didn't feel that it was loved and it was going to be abandoned by its owner. The cat's name was Leo, I believe. Do you recall that one? It was Allison, I believe.
Yeah.
So, did you go to her house and communicate with the animal?
My spirit communicates with the animal. Absolutely. I enjoy chatting with the animals from the other side, or even the ones that are alive today.
So, do you have to be in their presence, or how do you zone in on their energy?
I will concentrate, and I ask, is there a missing dog around you?
Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
Not that I know of, Norm.
Well, is there someone around you that's missing a dog?
Gee, I hope not. Not that I know of.
Okay. Because I'm sensing there's someone around you, or the dog has gone to the other side, is missing and not sure where it's supposed to be. But there's someone who had a dog that somehow wandered away, and I will tell you that the dog will be found. And it's someone that you know.
Okay, well, that's good. It doesn't ring a bell with either of us, but...
well, you know what? It doesn't necessarily always have to.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it might pop up later.
I'm putting myself on a limb there, but that's okay.
Well, sometimes... Go ahead.
The fantastic part of you can do this as well, Lynn, if you want to.
How so?
By listening. Do you have pets?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I do. Can I do it?
Yeah, Willie does.
Like when you go into a friend's house and they have pets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at them and just listen to what they're saying. It may seem foolish or whatever, but usually they will talk to you. Because the animal, that means when they start talking to you, or will, if they talk to either one of you, that means they trust you.
Okay. Do you usually stare into their eyes?
Their eyes.
Yeah, their eyes, right?
Right. Look into their eyes and just allow yourself to be in contact with them.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you just have to open up your mind to that and your heart too.
I'm a believer. Everybody has psychic ability.
Yeah, I do too. I agree with you at different levels, but I think the ability is there. Sometimes it's innate. But you had another story exactly about a lost dog, and this woman wrote in that the dog was missing. She didn't know if it was safe or not. I believe it disappeared during a snowstorm. And you assured her that the dog is safe and it would be found 3 houses down the street somewhere. And it happened. And she wrote back and let you know.
Yeah. That's when my work is rewarding.
Yeah, that really. And she called back, and when she called back to let you know she found the dog, before she said anything else, you said he's got a cut on the top of his head and that it better get cleaned so it doesn't get infected. And she said, yes, in fact, the dog had been cut on the top of the head. That's amazing.
I like that. That's what is rewarding when you get confirmation of what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I
think it's really. By the way, your friend that you brought on my TV show with you.
Yes, Tom. You're referring to Tom,
yeah,
or
I got him booked for coming in March.
Oh,
you
do
do?
you? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, great.
Yeah.
I find him interesting because I enjoy debating with him.
Well, terrific. Oh, we'll have to be sure to catch that show. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, if you had time, you're more than welcome to come on with him.
Ooh, when's he coming on?
In March.
I think it's March 20th. I'll
Okay.
text you and let you know on the different day.
Yeah.
By the way, you wrote a couple of books, right?
One, I'm working on a second.
Yeah, okay. And that one is going to be greatly successful.
Thank you.
Which one? The first one or the second one?
The second one. I
The
think you're
second one
saying.
is going to be a lot more successful than the first one.
You know, I'm new at promoting. It's not easy. So you got to get the word out there. And I haven't quite.
Right. What I want you to do, and when you do me a favor, by the way, folks, we do talk to each other on Facebook, and I want you to Facebook the name of the book, and I will next week when I go on, I will definitely encourage people to go on your website and buy it.
And check it out. All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
Norm.
and check it all out.
Oh, that's good news. Second one's going to be successful. All right. I'll jot that down.
You're right.
Yep.
I actually see you doing some traveling with that.
You'll be able to retire, too.
Yeah. What was that, Norm?
She'll never retire.
Did you say I'll be able to retire on that book?
That's what I said.
No matter how many books you write, you will always keep going.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I'm never going to sit down and twiddle my thumbs.
No.
So in other
Let
words,
you know, I am burning sage for good vibrations.
oh, good. We can't smell it, but good.
No.
Well, when you feel the energy, right?
Yeah. You know, one of the other topics that you dealt with on your website regarded personal safety warning. And
Right.
this woman who was it? These people called in. It was Norman, and he said that his brother Desi was down on his luck. And you started getting the idea that his brother was really facing suicide, and the brother Desi didn't want to come on the phone. Could you tell us a little bit about that? Do you remember it?
Yeah, he's now a regular client.
He's now what?
He's a regular client of mine now.
A regular client. Oh, good. So,
From Africa.
uh-huh.
And he is now, and the one thing I'm proud of is he and I shake hands. I was able to watch him become a United States citizen.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
terrific.
that's cool.
Well,
And he has a great job. And he is a terrific man. I hate it when people say, oh, because they're from another country or whatever. You know, we are all from different countries.
yeah, we all have different backgrounds. That's right.
Yeah, you know.
But his
And,
story was that he
but-
was really depressed, right? And
Right.
you
He was suicidal. I actually went to the hospital and talked to him.
really,
Yeah,
and you picked that up over the telephone, right?
absolutely.
That's amazing. That's great because that was a message he needed to hear. And what you said that
Right.
that there was help out there for him, and that you knew that he was going through a lot of hard times, and it turned him around.
Yeah. You know, well, they happen to be wanting to turn it around as well.
Yeah, that's true. You have to give him a reason for wanting to live, I guess.
Yeah, you know.
Helping them
And the
soul
one
search.
thing I am discouraged with, I see so many drug abusers coming into my office every day.
How do you handle that?
Love, kindness, and firmness.
And firmness, yeah. Tough love, as it
You
were.
know, I'm a firm believer, and I am not going to judge you. I have no right to. And my saying is, and I believe that you in the same way, both of you, is that you may walk away from me, but I'll never walk away from you when I'm trying to help you.
So how do you turn them around? What is it you say to them?
I teach them, first of all, I teach them how to believe in themselves. I have a big old mirror, and I make the client stand there in front of that mirror, and I want them to say, like you, Lynn, repeat after me, okay? I am Lynn Nickerson.
I am Lynn Nickerson.
And today I am a winner.
And today I am a winner. I've heard that before.
I think I've told you that. And Will, I want you to repeat that to yourself, too, every day.
It's positive reinforcement.
Keep positive reinforcement. And I tell them, I don't judge them. I'm not going to. But if you think you're going to try to pull stuff over me, I'm the wrong one. I'm Mr. Hardcore Counselor.
How about some of your work with the police department? Can you tell us about that a little bit?
I will. I got a call from a policeman out of Florida.
Really?
And this woman had ran out of a house out of Clearwater, Florida. And she ran into a swampy area because the person that she was running from was a fellow police officer in Florida, because he was beating on her, and she ran into the woods, and she tripped and fell, and nobody went looking for it. I found her. Her face was face down. She was about 32 years old, and you could see bruises on her.
She was still alive?
I thought that was how I found that one. Then I found another one. Spirit gave me another one that I went with the police and their family members. While the man who had fallen hit his head over by Massapequa Lake here in Auburn, New Hampshire.
Oh, my goodness. And he, too, was still alive?
No, he was dead.
Oh. Wow.
I find a lot of dead people.
Well, that gentleman there, did the police contact you, did you say, or you called them?
No, the family contacted me, and the police in Florida contacted me.
And how did the police in Florida know about you?
Because one of the police officers' sister I had done a reading on.
Oh, wow.
And besides, Norm is known all over the world.
That I knew, too, but sometimes you don't have...
Just for that, I owe you on lunch at Applebee's sometime.
All right. I'll take it.
You heard that, folks, right? See, that's called bribery.
So, Norm...
The main thing that you have to do, and Will, you have this gift as well. The main thing is you have to love what you're doing. You love your radio show, correct?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I actually look forward to my TV show. I've been doing it for 19 years.
Oh, really? That's quite a record.
That is a long time.
Yeah. Well, I'm changing it to what it really means, not just spiritual reading. I'm changing it, like I said, Norm's Community Corner.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm doing is I bring in, like, today I had a great politician on who's fighting for the city. I've had homeless people. I just open my show up, like you do. I open my show up to people who have a message to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
before you
really fun.
Before you get too far afield of what we were just talking about, I did want to ask you regarding that woman in Florida. When the police called you, what did you do? Just sort of focus on her, get a name or something?
Actually, what I did was I closed my eyes and I had my spirit take me to Florida, where the area and my spirit helped me find a lady.
And you had a vision of how she was. Absolutely. How she was laying down.
Yeah. I could not, if I was there in person, I don't know if I could have found them. But my spirit does all the work. I'm just a tool.
Oh, so it's your spirit guides? Is that what you're saying?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just a tool or a vessel, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
That helps guide people.
Because I'm sure a lot of people like to know, how psychics do it, and everybody's sort of got their own methodology. So you usually lean on your spirit guides. Is that right?
I don't have formal book training, as a lot of them do. Mm-hmm. I don't. Everything is all taught to me by spirit.
Okay. So,
And I've been doing it for over 50 years.
so you said you have a knack for finding a lot of dead bodies.
Right.
Not that I want to be morbid, but
Yeah.
No.
do you?
I can also release the spirit from the dead bodies a lot of times.
Yeah, and also too, I'm sure you bring closure to the families that wonder, where
Yes,
their
I do.
loved ones
As
are.
a matter of fact, if I may, I just brought a closure to a family in New York today.
Oh, really? What can you tell us about it?
Sure, the mother was lingering on, waiting for everybody to come and visit her, and mainly one person because she needed his forgiveness for whatever reason. Finally, she did, and I said that she was going to leave at 4 a.m. this morning, and she left at exactly 4 a.m. And what it was, I gave closure to the family, letting them know. And when I do a family member, I let them know that the family is comfortable or they're not, and how they want to be forgiven or whatever. My spirit just guide me where I have to go in angels.
It's amazing that you get specifics, and sometimes you get names too, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do. And that's what I like about what I do, because that gives confirmation of what I do.
Yeah, that's.
Am I 100% accurate? Absolutely not. Anybody that says they are, I tell other people to run like hell.
A lot has to do with how you're feeling and if you're being really receptive on that day.
Right. Oh, absolutely. I can go in a real blah, blah day, but like when I go on my TV show, I have to turn it all around and show everything is positive.
Yeah.
I don't like negativity.
So regarding the other dead people, is it cases where people came to you and asked about their loved ones, or was it like location cases?
No, they come to me.
Okay.
I get a lot of times. I'll get like the one the police. Most of the time, I'll get a call for one of the family members.
And they're wondering about someone who is passed. Is that the idea?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's not like you're locating missing persons.
One time we found a family member from Manchester. We actually found him in San Diego, alive but homeless.
Kind of odd.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. I see. That's the whole thing. I love what I do. I love it when I can connect people, and I'm very grateful when I get the people giving me messages back and how accurate or whatever I am. I had a lady who would not believe a word that I told her about a year ago. She come back and confirmed it and told me I was right, and she had really slammed me, but then she came back and apologized.
We can tell you love it, Norman. That's obvious.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're very enthusiastic.
Yeah. We don't have a second phone line for anybody to talk to you, but if somebody texted, could you answer a question?
I sure will.
Okay. If anybody wants to text them with a question for Norman, it's 603-430-9722.
Great. So, Norm, when someone comes to visit you, I'm just kind of interested in how you do this. Do you read cards, or do you focus on their energy to get answers? How do you approach it?
I use playing cards as a tool.
Mm-hmm. Playing cards,
I don't need it. Yeah, I don't need them, but people need to see something laying on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think it helps you, too. Somehow, if there's a sort of distraction, that there's something going on in the back of your mind where you're picking up information. Don't you find that to be true?
I'm sorry, what was that?
So the cards kind of almost become a distraction so that another part of your mind is receiving information.
No, actually, I lay it there and then I put them down because every card has a different meaning to it. Okay? Like right now with you, I'm looking at, if you don't mind, because I am visualizing right now a 7 of diamonds for you.
A 7 of diamonds, okay.
7 of diamonds means good fortune, money, or whatever.
Ah, come on.
Seriously. Ace of diamonds means that you have a lot of good news coming to both of you.
All right.
Right. That's very nice. Thank you, Norm. We'll send you a check later.
Ace of club means you have a big, big decision to make.
Okay, and is that pertinent to Willie or I?
that's pertinent to both of you.
Both of us, okay.
Okay, and it's something that whether you want to move from that area you're at, or do you want to stay where you at and go to a bigger area?
Like a big
Because
studio?
the radio show is going to expand.
You know, you did mention that about 2 years ago when we were on the show.
Yeah.
Well, maybe even a year ago. I know that you've mentioned that twice now, of us going to a...
And
Like
he's not the only one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Usually that's a confirmation.
Okay, so, yeah, moving onward and upward, bigger and better, huh?
Right.
Just remember, it's not all about the money.
Sideline, that's a friend of yours.
Pardon me?
That gentleman that I met, that's a friend of yours.
Yeah. Tom, okay.
No, not Tom, the other one.
That came in with him?
Right.
Joe.
Yes, Joe the historian.
Joe, that's it. I am concerned about his health.
And in what context?
I'm looking at a problem with the heart, and I'm looking at some problem with the blood.
With his house or with his health?
Health.
No,
His health. Okay, his heart and his blood?
Right.
Okay.
I also will tell you that I think you got to get a blood checkup too, Willie.
I just had one.
Oh, okay. Did they say
It's all there.
I'm sorry.
I said it's all there.
All the blood's there, huh?
Yep, it's all there.
Okay.
They didn't bleed him.
Sort of a borderline sugar level.
Oh.
I used to. I was really high.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's,
interesting.
Yeah. So you nailed it, except you were a little bit late on it.
Well, no,
It was really high, and I went on a diet and brought it way down.
It's got to keep it.
Yeah, it's way down
there,
now.
but you just
got
have
to keep it. Yeah.
careful what you're eating.
Yep.
very good, Norm. That's interesting.
When I got to. Oh, this is exciting.
Uh-oh, what?
You had beat the germ on cancer coming into your body.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that once. Yeah, okay.
And I'm reconfirming it again.
Okay.
I also will tell you there's a lady that was close to you that has crossed over to the other side and told me that she honors what you're doing.
Oh, I wish I knew who that was. I've known a couple that have passed.
One of them is a very close friend of yours.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this a recent event?
That's about 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure who that... A family member, maybe? Or not?
That's not David. She just said that you'll know her in your dream.
Okay, but she approves of what I'm doing, huh?
Right. She's excited that you had the courage to do it.
Oh, that's good to hear. Thank you. I think I might know who it is. But you know what, Norm? We are at the bottom of the hour. So we're going to have to take a really quick break just for a couple of minutes. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. We're talking to Norm Moody from Norm's Community Corner.
Yep. Right.
Supernatural Magazine, one of the UK's top paranormal magazines, provides support to Spirit Radio, the Paranormal Experience. It is the magazine's goal to bring every aspect of supernatural news and research from around the world under one roof to create a universal platform for all those interested in the supernatural. More information is available at supernaturalmagazine.com. And you are listening to Spirit Radio, the Paranormal Experience, with your hosts, Willie Hassell and Lynn Nickerson, on WSCA 106.1 FM in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Bonfire start, the rolling hillsides, figures dance around and around to drums that pulse, old echoes of darkness, moving to the pagan sound. Somewhere in a hidden memory, images float before my eyes. A fragrant night so strong, and the bonfires dancing till the next sunrise. I can see the lights in the distance, traveling in the dark walk of night. Candles and lanterns are dancing, dancing all along
Welcome back to Spirit Radio, the Paranormal Experience. Tonight we are talking to guest Norman Moody. Welcome back, Norm.
Welcome back,
Well,
Norm.
thank you. It's a pleasure being here and showing you. Now, how long have you been doing this?
5 years, a little over 5 years now.
5.
Time goes by fast, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. But we've really enjoyed it. So the second half hour of the show, Norm, I'm going to break it down into 2 parts. First, would like to talk about some past life readings a little bit, and then the last quarter, I'd like to bring up a few prognostications that I found in the newspaper, and to get your feedback on them. So we'll start with past life readings. You had mentioned to me on Facebook that you and Willie shared a life together. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, way back when you two were, way back, I'm going to say oh my God, 3,000 years ago.
Whoa.
Ooh, that was a long time ago.
Okay? You're an old soul, Will.
Yeah, I guess I am.
You were very frisky. You chased the women all over. You were quite a woman's lady.
Hey,
Ladies' man.
what can I say,
Yeah. When you got it, you got it, right?
That's right.
But you two
That's
were
right.
actually brother and sister back in your past life, and you were related to each other through many different centuries of life. You've always been had each other's back, no matter what, whether it's bad, different, or good. You two have always been a soulmate, and I'm not calling a husband-wife soulmate, but just soulmates because you two connected very quickly. Am I right?
Well,
yeah,
I guess
pretty much.
once we met, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what was your
And,
relation to Willie in a past life? Do you remember?
you've always been some kind of an entertainer.
You know, I just had another reading where the woman told me that I had been not only an actress, but I also played an instrument in like 3 lifetimes, and that's interesting.
Yeah. You played at a place like Carnegie Hall at one time.
Any time period?
I'm looking at back in the 1800s.
Okay.
Okay, and I looked at you played a lot of heavy concert. You actually at one time knew Beethoven.
I'm sorry, I once what?
You knew Beethoven at one time. Boy, my spirit really zeroed on you for a little bit.
Wow. Okay. Well, tell me what you would also.
That's what it does. My spirit tells me about a lot of things. You've always known a lot. You've always had a lot of hardship through your life. But however, you never took it out on other people. You taught people how to overcome. Like today, you are teaching people how to overcome no matter what the obstacle is. If they want your help, and they will listen to you and your show, by the way, which is very popular. I have a lot of friends down in that area. As you know, I know a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I will tell you, Will, in your past life, you had a bounty on your head.
Ooh.
Ooh, a bounty.
Oh, what did he do?
I hope it was a high price.
It was. But you actually shot at one of the kingsmen in England back in the 1700s.
Hey, like you said, I was a renegade, right?
Yeah.
That's not what he said,
yeah.
was it? But I don't know. Yeah.
I wish there was a way that I could prove all this stuff by telling the people, but I have to. Actually, what I would tell you, Will, go near Liverpool, England.
Ooh.
And that county, and see if there's anything you might have recognized from your past life.
Oh, okay.
You know, there's supposed to be a big portal in Liverpool. In particular, there are many accounts of time slips in Liverpool, especially on Bold Street. And that doesn't surprise me that Willie might have been in Liverpool.
Oh, he was a renegade from the word go.
Well,
That's right.
But that's okay. But now what you're doing now is you're making up, because you're really a very kind and loving person.
is he?
Absolutely.
I'm not going to deny it. Just don't let that get around, Mom. You know, ruin my reputation.
Yeah, let's not broadcast that, okay?
Well, one thing I will tell you, Will, people will only know what you want them to know.
Now that is true.
That's true.
And it's not that, folks, this guy is genuine. He's great. Will is an awesome person. But if you try to step into the boundaries that he doesn't want you to step in, trust me, he will change the subject or not answer.
Well, there you go. I'm going to have to buy you dessert.
You deserve it, Norm.
Right. Yeah, I just won't tell my doctor, that's all.
Okay.
Okay, it's our secret. That's
yeah,
very accurate.
You know, I would think when you come up in April, let me get my calendar here.
Well, you know what, Norm? We don't have our calendar in front of us, so let's do that on Facebook.
I'll text you guys, and I'll have you guys come up early, and we'll go to Applebee's for lunch, or afterwards we can go for dinner, whichever.
Okay, we'll discuss. Now, one other past life that you had mentioned about Willie, and you're not the only one to have mentioned this. And, you know, it's really nice, too. Let me add the confirmation on the entertainer thing, because I was told that just under 2 weeks ago. Okay, so you had mentioned that Willie was a Viking at one point.
Yes.
Can you kind of zone in on that?
I actually see him in a Viking helmet. What would you say?
Oh, yeah, I can feel it. And I told him I thought he was a Viking.
Raping and pillaging and
well, I didn't exactly
all that
say
fun
it, but
stuff.
something like that. Yeah.
Right. He actually was killed on a ship.
Oh.
Yeah. You would not bow down. See, you don't, even to this present life, and you learned this a long time ago, you bow to no one. Neither one of you.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much.
But if you're wrong, you two are very much at first to apologize.
Say that again? If we're wrong, what?
You will apologize.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I will.
Okay. But I do see you moving to an area.
You do, huh? Whereabouts, Norm?
Is it going to be warmer than it is here?
Massachusetts
it's
isn't
been
warm.
pretty cold, hasn't it?
It's been freezing.
And this is just the beginning of the changes of the weather. And it's going to be, in the summertime, expect a lot of hot.
That's okay.
But, Norm, where we're supposed to be moving to, are you just saying like sort of like down the street type thing, or is this a big move?
Well, you're moving into another area altogether.
Okay.
I'm looking at more of a bigger building. And not just you, but the whole crew.
The whole crew.
That's
me
and Willie.
All our producers and engineers and everybody's going with us. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And when they're going, it's going to be worthwhile, and I see a lot more sponsors coming to your shows.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, money talks, people can do things.
That's right.
Now, do you have sponsors for your show?
No, we don't really. Well,
only one.
The station
Supernatural
does.
Magazine.
I mean, the station does have sponsors.
Yeah, the station has
underwriters.
sponsors. We only have that one for our show.
Yeah.
But, okay, because we used to I had 3 sponsors for my show, but now they don't do the sponsorship anymore. You know, so I just paid for. I'm on for another year, and the one thing about you is you always look for adventure in your shows, just like I do.
Well, yeah, you got to keep it exciting.
We try.
Informative.
Who? I'm also Will. Do you have a brother or a dad that's not doing well?
No, my father's deceased. My brother's doing fine.
Okay, can I see your dad is deceased?
Yeah, he died when I was 15 years old.
Oh, okay. Well, then he must be the one that's trying to get in touch with you.
Okay.
Didn't he mention this on the TV show?
Yeah, he did.
I think
and
so,
I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, you brought up Willie's father.
I think so, yeah.
Right.
And funny thing is, the day that we were on the show was the day, the anniversary of his death.
I thought it was your father's birthday, wasn't it? July?
No, his death.
Yeah.
His death? Okay. That's right.
You have a lot of spirits in that building you're in right now.
I don't doubt that. It's an old
a lot
building.
of spirits, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very old
but
building.
They don't want anybody to go in looking for them.
Well, they probably won't. Nobody's been ghost hunting here.
Because they do, you'll find some equipment not working properly.
Oh, we don't want that.
Yeah.
We have enough problems as it is.
We do too. But, one of the things that I will tell you, I'm going back into how I do the past life, is I get a vision of an area where you or the spirit of your spirit has been, or someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I will close my eyes and I'll get a vision of where you were at the time, like 1714, or when you were first being shown your work and stuff that you do. Then I also will get visions of like World being in a Viking, an armored helmet, and the whole chenille, the leather and all that stuff.
Okay, how about this? How about, this is pertaining to me, England and castles. Anything come to mind?
Sorry?
England and castles pertaining to me. Anything come to mind?
You lived in England and you lived in a Catholic orphanage.
Okay.
You became Mother Superior.
Oh. Okay. Well, I do...
You grew up there, but you never left because that was your safety net.
Okay.
So you grew there and you lived to be 97 years old there.
As Mother Superior?
As Mother Superior.
Was I mean?
You were a tough ruler, but you were also a very fair ruler. I don't mean that you and me. You weren't like what they show you on TV. You were a compassionate person.
Okay. Well, I do know that I was in some sort of religious order in about 3 incarnations.
Right.
Okay, then let's move on so we still have a little bit more time. Prognostications for 2019. There were a couple of things in the newspaper about predictions by Nostradamus. And some of them were absolutely ridiculous. There were like 50 there. And I think some of them were just kind of confabulation, just sort of current events or things that actually have already happened. They just sort of reworded it. But there are a few things here which are outstanding, and they sort of border on the paranormal. So I wanted to mention them to you and see if you get any idea if there's any validity to them. Okay, so this first one is
only 10%. Only 10% of them.
Well, they're individualized, so I'm going to give you a couple of individual examples. Okay. Sorry, I just lost my place. 5 vanished people dressed in 200-year-old clothing will be found wandering in a French field following a UFO sighting. That kind of says something like a time slip to me, or time displacement. What do you think? Do you think it's likely? Do you think something like that will happen?
I think it has already happened.
I think it has too. Probably not.
Okay. Nostradamus is giving me... See, I am a messenger from Nostradamus.
Oh, okay.
And he says that has already happened. It's not going to happen. That it has already happened.
Okay, let me go to the next one. This is almost political, but not quite. But this is a world figure. Nostradamus prognosticates that Queen Elizabeth will pass away 2 months after turning 93 in April of 2019.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Queen Elizabeth will pass away 2 months after turning 93 in April of 2019.
I don't see that.
Oh, okay.
I think she's going to make it to 94.
Okay, good. That would be 2020 then.
I'm looking more. Well, do I think that she has? I could be wrong, honestly, but do I think she has dementia? Yes.
Dementia, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Intelligent life will be discovered on Mars in August.
False.
No?
No.
Okay. I kind of think that there's intelligent life there already, and they're just not talking about it.
Actually, the intelligent life is here.
Okay.
They have a lot of Martians around here. I believe that we have a lot of aliens in this reality of world today. I have actually had 3 aliens come into my office.
Okay, so now you're going to have to tell us about that. How did you know that?
I got the vision of it, and one of the women we talked about it, and she had talked about how she had gone to the other side and seen it, and their intelligence is far more intelligent than we will ever know. They are going to look like you or Will or myself. They do not look like these little gray or blue little chili pods, as I like to call them.
Well, there are many species. There are many.
I'm sorry?
There are many species.
Oh, yeah. But this is people where, the ones I encounter are people that are human-like bodies. But you can hear and you can see in their voices they're from another lifetime or another area of life.
Did you, do we have a text?
Yeah, we got a couple of them, actually.
Oh, all right. I want to continue on this train, but we do have a couple of texts, Norm.
They're not actually questions. One of them, you were talking about me going to Liverpool, and my brother just texted me and reminded me that my mother sailed from Liverpool when she came over here from England.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which was pretty interesting.
Right.
And the other thing, one of our other DJs here, John Supersport, just texted in, and he said that back around 2010, the spirits in the studio here were really quite
active.
Quite active. The hair was standing up on his arms, and quite interesting, I guess.
Well, there you go, Norm.
So thank
you have a little old lady that's in this. May I tell you about this old lady that's in the studio behind you?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, she is wearing, those Puritan hats, the white hats they used to wear.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And she has a long, flowing dress with a beautiful, beautiful white starched apron. And she was cooking, and not too far from where she watched an explosion, and she lost 2 children. And she's never left the earth because she's still searching for the children.
You say there was an explosion here in this area or where this building sits?
Right. Back in the early 1800s.
I wonder if it had anything to do with Frank Jones Brewery. What do you think?
It could be, because she is still wandering around there. Her name is Elvira.
Really?
Elvira.
Okay. And I am asking her I am actually telling her that it is okay for her to cross over to be with her children because the children are calling her home.
Well, I hope she goes. Elvira, that's an unusual name for that period.
Right. But you're going to feel a cold chill when she's leaving the body, when she's leaving the building. You'll feel like a switch of coldness.
Okay. Well, we also want to thank Jim and John for texting that in. That's very interesting.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that.
I'm very honored for their confirmation.
Yeah, that's interesting. Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so we were talking about the aliens in your office. When this woman was there talking with you, did she also telepathically communicate with you?
We did, absolutely. I've done a lot of telepathic work with people.
Yeah, but particularly this alien. I'd like to know more about that. How you...
The alien that I was talking with, she was actually... I wish you'd have to be here to really see it. The next time I get her to come in, I'm going to invite you and Will to come and watch how we do it.
I mean, does she come frequently?
She comes about once every 2 months.
Okay.
And we sit there, we talk. We don't even have to say a word to each other. We just telepathically communicate with each other. I know this sounds off the wall, and that's why I would say the next time I'm sure she's coming, I would invite you two to come and watch how we do it.
Okay, then why is she comes to you? Because evidently she's, telepathic, and she's a very intelligent, aware woman. So why is she coming to you? Is it like a world peace thing, or is it personal problem thing?
She's going through a lot of personal issues.
Like dealing with humans?
Yeah, human issues.
Yeah.
See, most of the time, even though they're from another area or another point, they come here with human issues, not so much the other side, but human issues.
Well, I imagine it's like school. It's a learning ground. It's like school.
Yeah.
For other aliens to come here.
Yeah, she's very, very intelligent. Her intelligence far exceeds even the most intelligent person from Harvard or Yale or even Einstein.
Yeah, I was just curious as to why she comes to you. But yeah, we'd be very interested in meeting her.
Right. She trusts me.
Okay, well, that's good.
That's the biggest part of it. They gone to, a lot of these people have gone to other spiritual leaders or whatever, but it's all in, they know who they can trust and who they can't trust. It's like a regular human being. I have a very good friend who lives in the Bahamas, and she was down in Nashua, and for 45 minutes she trucked around to find out who she could trust as a reader, and fortunately I was picked. Every reading I do is an honor. Every medium work I do, for me, is an honor.
Mm-hmm.
When people take it for granted, then they're not honoring their spirits.
Yeah, agreed. So these other aliens that come to you, do they have different issues dealing with humans?
Yeah, it's like a human issue. They all have different problems, and then they also connect in different ways with me. And a lot of times, I'll be dreaming, or I think I'm dreaming when I'm actually communicating with someone from the other side.
Okay. Well, Norm, these aliens, do you get an idea of what their home planet might be?
They won't tell me. They block me out on that.
I'll tell you what, I have read a couple of books by Frank Strange's, Dr. Frank Strange's.
Right.
One of his books is, what is it, Alien in the Pentagon? I just completely forgot the title.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Stranger in the Pentagon.
Stranger in the Pentagon, thank you. And this stranger in the Pentagon is believed to have been a Venusian, someone from Venus, and that the Venusians have been interacting with us for quite a while, and they've been monitoring our skies. And one of them did work in the Pentagon, and this was in the 50s. And they look very much like humans. I mean, they are humanoid. So it could be that they're Venusian, or it could be that they're Martian. Yeah. Supposedly.
They come in different forms. My next to the oldest stepdaughter was actually one of the UFOs.
She was on a UFO?
Yep. And that's planet. We watched this spaceship come landing down onto the park where we used to live, and she and her friend came off the spaceship, and they looked like they were in a trance. It took them two days to get them out of the trance.
So do you feel they went willingly, or do you think they were really abducted against their will?
Oh, no, I believe that they were, the excitement and the curiosity was there, and I don't believe that they were kidnapped at all. I don't believe that the aliens kidnap people. I believe that people can be hypnotized or whatever into thinking otherwise, but I believe that they do it. They have free will. They don't have to go.
I do feel that is sometimes a circumstance. Usually if people have a really strong religious belief and that they exercise it when they're about to be taken, that they will be left alone.
Yeah. And one of the things that I know is that every one of us is an alien in one structure or another.
I think we all have some alien DNA myself. After all, we've got a reptilian brain.
Yeah. I get so upset when I see advertisement that, find out what your DNA is and all this stuff. I don't care what mine is. All I know is I'm here to serve people.
Well, I think people want to know for different reasons, Norm, but certainly it has nothing really to do with your service. I just think it's a point of curiosity what your origins are.
Okay. Let me ask you, all these people that hate each other, like the African Americans hate the whites and the whites hate. I am curious at how many of them, if they actually had DNA tests done, by now, oh my God, I have African blood in me, or oh my God, I have Caucasian blood in me. What would happen then?
Well, just between you and me and our audience,
Yeah.
I think that we've been visited many times, and I think that we are all combinations of a variety of species.
Oh, yeah. I know I'm one of the Heinz 57.
Well, yeah, I think we're all that too, but I think some of it's extraterrestrial, Norm. That's the point I'm making.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the one thing about us, when we had sitting here by ourselves, and I don't know about you, but I literally had visualized myself on another planet, and then I've actually brought myself back again. I do a lot of out-of-body experiences, and I love every minute of it.
Okay, real quickly, Norm, we only got about 2 minutes left, but we do have another text. Actually, it's from John Supersport again.
Oh, great.
One of our DJs here.
Hi, John.
And he just wants to know, can anybody be read? But I'm going to add a little bit to that for him. Could you pick up anything for him?
Everybody can be read if they want to be.
Okay,
If
well,
they
John
want
wants to be.
Okay, John, one thing I will tell you is stop holding yourself back for a better future. You have a lot of confidence that you have to explore a little bit more, and you are a very caring person, but you've got to start taking better care of yourself and believing in yourself more.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
He also has overcome many hurdles in his life, which makes him, as I said to you, which makes him actually a winner.
Oh, yeah, he's a great DJ, that's
He
for
is,
sure.
yeah. John's a great guy. He's been here at the station for a long time.
And he cares about people.
Yep. Okay, you know what? We're about out of time.
Well, yeah, I guess we are out of time. I still have more questions, but hey, I guess we'll have to save it for another
I guess
time.
you're going to have to ask him on the TV show.
I look forward to having you guys come on. I'll text you about it, and I look forward to being on again. And everybody remember, thanks for listening. There's a Norm Community Quarter, and remember, every day you are a winner.
And Norm, do you want to give everybody your website?
Sure, I have spiritualvisionary.net. And my phone number is area code 641-3187 or 289-4789.
Okay, what about the Weebly?
Second Visions by Norm, Comcast.net.
What about the website Weebly.com? That's still active,
Oh,
right?
that's just that is just the one that I made my website with. I don't use that at all.
Oh, all right. So give it again real quickly then, the active one.
Spiritualvisionary.net.
Great. Thank you so much, Norm. We've run
Okay,
out of time.
and real quickly, John just texted back again. He says 100% accurate.
Whoa.
All right.
All right.
Hey, you want to come on my TV show with you?
So thank you, John, and thank you, Norm. And what was that, Norm?
If John,
invite him to come on my TV show, please.
Oh, okay.
we'll talk to him, see if we can't get it
Well,
orchestrated.
yeah, he's listening, so you've been invited to join Norm on his TV show, John.
Great.
And we'll see what we can do with that. Okay, thank you
Thank you
very
Norm.
much, Norm.
Good night.
Okay. Drive slow going home.
Okay.
Got it.
Bad.
Okay. Yeah, you too.
Good night.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
Good night. Hey, that's another episode of Spirit Radio, the Paranormal Experience.
And thanks everyone for listening. You have a good evening.
In this one of many possible worlds, all for the best or some bizarre